So if you are going to be using a denkovi board with RightBooth, you first have to install the drivers for the board onto your system. Now the easiest way to do that is to take the board and connect it to a free USB port on your computer. So before you do that, make sure your computer is connected to the internet, and then find a free USB port on your computer and plug the board into that port. And this is what will happen. So Windows detects the device, look in Device Manager, look at Universal Serial Bus Controllers, and you should find that there is a USB serial converter option added to the Universal Serial Bus Controllers section. That shows that the device is installed, and you can see that the device is ready to be used. So this might take 2 or 3 minutes. Now, after that, if you find that this is not here, then what you need to do is to go to this website address, to get the installation guide for Windows 10 and 11, and follow the instructions in this document. So you will have to manually download the driver and run the installation program, which is here. But as I say, the easiest way to do this, which should work, is to make sure the computer is connected to the internet and then plug your denkovi board into a free USB port. So the next thing to do is to test that the denkovi board works in RightBooth. So run RightBooth, make sure the board's connected to your USB port, the power is on. Let's go into Settings, Start Stop. And in this section here you can set Start denkovi relay board. Make sure the number of channels matches the number of switches on your board. I've got 4, so I've set this to 4. Now at this point you've got to stop RightBooth and restart it. So let's close RightBooth down. You can then restart RightBooth, go into Settings, Start Stop, and now we can test the board. Now each of the 4 switches has got a on and off value. So we could put number 1 on, number 2 off, number 3 off, number 4 off. Let's click Test. As you can see, the first light comes on. Let's stop. Let's put number 1 and 4 on and stop, and we can put all 4 on and stop. So this shows us that the board is working. So now what you want to do is to add commands into the RightBooth event so that the switches are turned on and off at certain points in your workflow. So let's show you how to do that. So here I've got a photo capture event. You can see I've got it set up to capture 3 photos. Now I might want to turn a light on at the start of the capture and after the end of the capture. So this is how you would do it. Go into the editor. Let's say on the countdown screen we want to turn a light on. So what we do is we look at the properties of the background, and in here we have a show action, and we want to set it to be set relay channels, and what you put in here is the switch number that you want to turn on. So let's make this the first switch, 1000. Now, after the photo has been taken, we show the photo, and that is where you could turn the switch off again. So go to the show photo screen and add a show action, set relay channels, and here we'll make it 0, 0, 0, 0. So what we've got then is that on the countdown screen we turn switch number 1 on with a show action, and on the show photo screen we turn all the switches off again. Now obviously there's a lot more you can do with switches, and it's fully documented in the RightBooth user manual. So for instance, you could turn a switch on to set a motor running and turn it off again at a certain point in time. You could add buttons onto various screens that will issue relay commands, so you can get users to turn switches on and off, such as fans and motors and lights and so on. So all the information is in the user guide, and I hope this helps. And thanks for watching.